Streaming cyberspace into your place, sanctioned by the Red Light Racing League from Myrtle Beach. It's the Virtual Gift Network's live as it happens 7th round coverage of the Skitter Creek SK Modified Series Season 14. Okay, it took two-time defending champion Eric Stout 5 rounds before he picked up his first season win. And on his next try, he earned his second, which has led to a case of deja vu as the man known as Teapot is heating up just as he did last season. But there is a difference from the prior campaign to this season, and that is the influx of the serious class of rookies. 4 freshmen have found their way into the top 10, the most impressive being Ethan the Mountain Troutman. Troutman has a win, and it's not too big of an assumption that as the Mountain gets more experienced in this series, he'll become even more of a threat. Other rookies in the top 10 are opening round winner Bill Benedict, fan favorite Lewis Wildflowers, and the younger and more attractive of the Stout brothers, Patrick. But for those who listen closely, what is most whispered in the dark alleys of the Red Light Racing League is the name Jeff Aho. Aho has championship pedigree, the title holder for Season 10, and with so much season yet to come, many expect those whispers to turn to shouts as the former champion begins to live up to his reputation. Many come to Myrtle Beach to vacation. Tonight, the Red Light Racing League brings its squadron of SK Modifieds for the next chapter of this season's saga. So pull the lever on the Lazy Boy and settle in for the excitement of the simulated short track racing action that is about to stream your way. Hey, a warm Palmetto State hello and welcome on this Thursday night, July 17th, 2025. The institution, Short Track Voldemort, J.R. Shepard joins yours truly, Bill Soupson, hi from the VGN broadcast booth to bring you our words eye view replay. Ryan Senator doing what he does, turning the knobs, pushing the sliders. All right, JR, this is the 8th time the RLR guys have come to Myrtle Beach in the SK Modifieds. What can you tell the new viewer about this place?
Well, so Myrtle Beach Speedway is a very unique track. To start, this place, it's got a curved front stretch. We know these cars, they're momentum race cars, and when you see some drivers tonight, you will see some try to cut that curved front stretch, or they're either going to try to enter turn 1 really early in order to try to get to the inside of the driver ahead. But these drivers, they have to be careful because on the inside of turn 1 and 2 are these giant concrete turtles. If you hit those with these SK Modifieds, you will end up wrecked, and you may just take a few people out along with you. The final area I want to talk about that we will have to watch here tonight will be the exit of turn 4. We talked again about that curved front stretch, and that shape tends to draw drivers into overdriving the exit of the corner. If you do that here tonight, you will hit the wall and more than likely damage your right front suspension, putting an early end to your night. So, Soup, tonight, I think Myrtle Beach is going to be all about these drivers being cautiously aggressive. If they do that, they might just have a shot at finishing up front.
Cautiously aggressive. Well, I like one of those words. I don't know about the other one. We'll see how it plays out. Hey, this rules pack, let's take a look at the points right now. It allows for the drivers to drop their single worst results. So the graphic reflects each driver's best 5 out of 6 results. 7 times before the Red Light Racing League have come to Myrtle Beach. Get this. No active driver has a career win here in the SK Modified. The most experienced driver here in a car is the man who sits in 4th, Josh Buckley. You know, Granny Hips has 6 starts. How about this? Half of those top 5s. Eric Stout does have a Myrtle Beach super late model win here, though, on his resume, so that's not surprising. It's hard to go anywhere that Teapot hasn't won before. Always there, Fred Leclerc, Bill Benedict, Chad Alcaraz, and Patrick Stout. Well, each of those drivers have one no-show on their record, so they really won't be able to miss another race. Attendance is always a huge factor, especially in a sim racing schedule that wanders its way through the summer months. And there you have it. I know that we have a couple guys who have already said they're not going to be here today. We'll take a quick look at that when it's time to go to the grid. We'll probably be able to recognize who is, well, suspiciously absent. Nice field, though, considering. Nice 22 cars. And we'll go to the grid right now. Starting on pole. Well, starting on pole is really important at this place. It's the Stout brothers. Older brother Eric inside, younger brother Pat.
Yeah, rolling off inside of row 2. We got Rob Higgins having a good season so far. On the outside, Chad Alcaraz.
A man this commentator thinks is due for a win here pretty soon. That is Bradley Steffen. He'll be starting inside of row 3. He's flanked by Lewis Wildflowers.
Yeah, rolling off in 7th place, we got Ken Allen, and on the outside in 8th place, Brian Bianchi, a driver that should be moving forward in this one.
We talked about Eric Stout having a win here. Rex Hoyle also has a win here. I believe that might have been in a late model as well. He's going to be inside of top rookie Ethan Mountain Trout.
Yeah, rolling off inside of row 6, we got the 52 of Chris Oliver, and on the outside, that 13 car of Josh Buckley.
In the blackjack, I'm sorry, it's not the blackjack spot, it's the Baker's Dozen spot. Always there, Fred Leclerc. Opening round winner, Bill Benedict flanks him.
Yeah, rolling off in 15th, the driver that's got a lot of experience around here, Brian Neff. Outside in 16th, Devin Visnoff.
17th and 18th, Kevin Alicia and Andy Lewis.
Rolling off in 19th place tonight, we got Chris Hazlett. On the outside in 20th, Mike Tasheru.
With a face card and an ace. There we go. It's the number 6. Kid Lemon Lime. Luke Logan Allen. He's going to be flanked by Brandon Feeney. There's your 22 drivers. Good night to go racing. 100 laps on tap for those new to the Red Light Racing League. You get to come in. There's one set of tires you can come in and take. No fast repairs. Big Boy Racing. You break it, you bought it. There is a lucky dog. Glad you are with us. Round number 7. 18 rounds on the schedule, 20 races, as we have a few twins. We'll have one next week, actually, as we have twin races coming up as we go to Slinger. With that said, gather up the chicken steak, cover around the cows, because the horses are out of the barn. And it's Stout on the inside, Stout on the outside. Out in front it's Stout, followed by Stout, with the 40 of Rob Higgins behind him. 2-car battle on the outside. Chad Alcaraz stuck outside. Watch out, here he comes. It's time for Bradley Steffen to make a run. He's on the inside right now, right behind the yellow number 40 of Higgins.
Yeah, and right now, Soup, you are seeing from Patrick Stout out there how that outside line will work in some areas and other areas not so much. So right now, him and Rob Higgins, they're having a great battle. But the longer you stay on that outside line, especially through turns 3 and 4, the more you're going to wear those tires out.
Patrick Stout saying, let me down in there, not on my watch, says the number 40 of Rob Higgins. They continue to race side by side. You heard my partner talk about it. Patrick has got to make this work, and there's no room for him. If he can't get in front of Higgins, oh man, they are lined up on the inside behind him. It's going to be a long way back.
It is, and you can see right there, Robbie tried to move up a little bit. Oh, contact onto the backstretch.
Little crystal ball commentating there from my co-commentator, J.R. Shepard. He said he tried to move up, and he did move up, and they pile up in front. They pile in.
Yeah, we got one car on top of another one there. Rex Hoyle, he's hoping that he can get turned down without getting damaged. It looked like he took a good hit there to the inside wall, but I think he's going to be able to continue after that. A lot of cars involved.
Parents, cover your children's eyes. All right, there are a lot of names in that one. It's going to be hard to sort out who's in there, who's going to survive. People coming down pit lane. Joshua Buckley coming down. Rob Higgins coming down. They were racing up front.
Yeah.
Evan Visnow got in it. Go, JR.
Yeah, a lot of drivers in it. We look back at that replay there, and yeah, I saw Rob, and it's a tendency of Myrtle Beach and going into turn 1 when you're side by side. He tried to slide up just a little bit to carry a little more corner entry speed. Slid up, got the car turned back down, and not exactly 100% sure what happened on corner exit, but ultimately I think it's probably going to be Rob coming up a little bit, and at the same time, Patrick trying to get his car turned back down the track, and contact was made. But unfortunately, it happened so far forward in the field that you see the carnage on this backstretch going into turn 3. All of these drivers kind of getting involved in it. Some fortunate enough to get stopped, but there are some damaged cars out there, Sue.
frustrating for some drivers who weren't involved in it. They could see all the positions that they could vulture if they could just work their way through the carnage. Watch in the back now. You see them pile in. Now watch the drivers in the back that are clear. It just, oh my God, there's 15 positions. If I can just get my car through here, but there's nowhere to go, and now they start to clear out. My goodness, it's always a recipe for the big one when you have a incident that involves the front of the field soon after the beginning of the race. Of course, Eric Stout, he was cooking with hot fish grease. He was long gone. He saw that way back behind him in his rearview mirror. His younger brother involved in it. All right, I've been setting this up for 7 weeks. On the inside, on the outside, it is Eric Stout. Perhaps his biggest nemesis from last season, Bradley Steffen. Oh, the 89 would very much like to beat Eric Stout. We get going. Hey, look at this, a good jump from Steffen. Can he close the door? I'm in a spot for you, clear. Just go down there and cut him off. Banging in the front, that's what they do here in the Red Light Racing League. He gets a little bit of the wall, does Steffen, and now he starts to lose ground as Teapot starts to get the momentum, and he starts now with the advantage. He's going to lead across the line.
Yeah, Eric with a great recovery there because he almost got put back into second place, but I think he's easily going to get back into the lead. He's very good. Been watching him in these opening laps at running right around the bottom here. If you can get your car to rotate right against the bottom through 1 and 2, you can make passes.
All 3 of those drivers up front all had wins. Oh, we got another caution. I think does it include Patrick Stout again? That's who I'm saying. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's a pile up in front of Patrick Stout. He gets into the back of Hazlett. It looks like it might have been Bill Benedict.
Yeah.
No, it starts with Neff.
Yeah, this happened around Neff, and he was running up around that 5th position, so he was toward the front of the field. We see coming off of turn 4. Yeah, so this is a little bit of what I talked about in the introduction. Oh, yeah, Luke Logan going up and over, so he may have some suspension damage. He'll get to continue, but coming off of turn 4, it's very easy, it's very deceiving to overdrive the exit of that corner and allow your car to drift up because you feel like that D-shaped front stretch just gives you the room to do that. But in this case, when Neff comes up the track, Luke Logan is on the outside of him and contact is made. And fortunate that this one didn't turn out worse than what it did. I think both of these drivers are going to be able to continue without major damage here, even though we see Luke going up and over there.
Okay, let's put the pressure on the kid. I have been so impressed by the maturity of this young man. I'm going to break the rules here in VGN. Let's see if my director can actually find Kid Lemon Lime, car number 6, and see if he can bring him up and we can talk to him here. We're told not to do that when somebody's in an incident. We like to give him a chance. Kid Lemon Lime, Luke, can you got us? You have a copy?
Yes, I do, Soup.
Okay, you climbed over the car. There was Neff. Let's not talk about getting crowded. We'll save that. But how's the car feel?
According to my spotter, I only have back end damage.
All right. It was very impressive. Nice job of climbing over the 60. Go get him, man.
Thanks.
All right. He's feeling pretty optimistic.
Yeah, I like that. So hopefully we'll be able to see him come through the field. He's exciting to watch. He did a great job in that first caution to not get involved. He was in the back of the pack. So yeah, it'd be nice to see him come through the field, and he's always got those colorful colors on that car, which is awesome to see. It stands out.
And can we go back and look at that in-car camera again for Kid Lemon Lime? Did I see, as we look on his helmet, were there lemons and limes? That looks citrus flavored. Oh, I love it. The responsibility of a lead commentator. You got to be careful about what you nickname these guys. Okay, with that said, we are working at lap number 16 when we go green. Now, last time Steffen got a good jump and put the pressure on Eric Stout. Stout had to fight back. Don't expect Teapot to be stuckered again. They have to wait for the flagman. They wait. Well, that's a pretty good jump again from Steffen. He's crowding Stout now, trying to pin him down there. That didn't work before. Let's see if he can make it work this time. Back there is a man who knows how to win, the 14 of Brian Bianchi in the popcorn position. butter on his racing gloves, looking for which line do I want. Maybe the outside line. Look at the run from the 89 as he rolls around the top.
Yeah, Bradley actually had to open up the wheel through 3 and 4, so I'm amazed he got as good of a run as he did. But you can see once Eric gets a little bit of tire temperature in that car, he's able to roll the bottom of the track so well. And that's why it's so important. If you are stuck on that outside, you've got to make that pass early. You only have about 2, maybe 3 laps before you really start to lose front end grip.
Bianchi cuts him a break and says, get down in front of me. No, you don't. He gets his nose in there. Now, Stefan is pinned on the outside. There might be a little room behind Bianchi. It's a little farther back before we get to Brandon Feeney. Look at these names up front. Feeney last season had a win. Bianchi had a win last season. Stefan had a win last season. Stout had, 9, 10, 14, 27 wins? I can't remember how many. There were a lot.
Yeah, and because of all the action in this race, I mean, once again, we do have Eric Stout out front, which has been common for the last couple of weeks, but all of these other drivers have a big opportunity that has opened up in front of them because we've got drivers that have moved up 14, 18 positions in this race, and we're only on lap 20, so big opportunities tonight.
Okay, I've been studying this all week long. I'm going to get it right. We're going to talk about car number 33. It's Mike Taschereau. He's on the outside in a battle there. Chris, can I have some more? Sir Oliver having a nice run, sitting in 5th position right now. That's a great run for Oliver. Not sure if Oliver is going to be as fast at the end of the race as he is right now. He's notorious for burning up his stuff. We'll see how he's due. Watch out for Ethan Troutman. He's back in 6th.
Yeah, and Ethan's a driver that knows how to win in this series, and he, for the most part, Sue, when I've watched him, we've only seen him this season, but he's not somebody that just goes and attacks. He's somebody that's going to let the car come to him, let this race come to him, and right now he does not look like he's trying to force anything. He's being very smooth, taking care of his stuff, and he's going to allow those drivers in front of him to wear out what they have before he starts trying to make some moves.
Let me correct myself. Troutman racing in 7th. The front 4 are pretty separated. The best battle we are looking right now, right out outside of the windscreen of Troutman. The leader of this train is Chris Oliver. Oliver slips a little bit high. Now you can see Taschereau move to the inside. I think he's going to get this done. The 33 on the inside of the 52. Watching back there is Troutman looking for some way to go. The mountain. Do I go inside? Do I go outside? Inside is the preferred line, but the outside driver might be faster. Nope. He thinks he's going to go inside, and now he does. Wise decision, as now he has the 52 of Oliver pinned to the outside.
Yeah, and you can see these drivers, they're getting so close. A couple of them making contact with that inside wall going into turn 3. There is a ton of grip right against that wall, and that's why these drivers are getting so close to it. But man, just a slight miscalculation, and you can really damage that left front tire, left front wheel suspension.
Looking at a great battle. This is the rookie, Andy Lewis. We don't talk about him much. He's not inside the top 10 in the points, but he just picked up a position on another rookie, Patrick Stout. Stout was involved in that early incident. The car looks pretty good. Here comes the 71. Always there, Fred Leclerc. Well, he's not there yet. He's racing back in 17th position, but he has still plenty of time to pick up spots.
Yep, and we see Troutman on screen. He's going to be able to make that pass into turn 1. And on the meanwhile, we got Chris Oliver. He's just stuck in that outside line. Once those tire temps come up, it becomes increasingly more difficult to try to hold the speed out there and make a pass or not get past. But you can make some things happen on this track. You can move around. We saw right there Chris Oliver. He really moved around. And I believe Brian Neff may have gotten in the back of the 27 of Kevin Alicia there. Not sure, but I saw a lot of wiggling out of that 27, Sue.
Indeed, these guys are putting on a real good show. Oh no, there we saw it on screen. No caution, they're off into the South Carolina alfalfa. They do not get turned around, they're gonna get going.
And this is one of those iRacing tracks that is well known for cautions not coming out, even when the field starts to come by drivers that are spun toward the inside. So we could see some of this happen quite a bit tonight.
That was Devin Visna, another rookie that got into the back of Andy Lewis and took him off to the inside. Visna is clean. He races in 14th position. Ethan Troutman up. They counted 18 spots, 15 spots. Feenley is up 18 as well. Oh, you know what? It's Teshero that is up 15. My eyes are failing me there. Started with the T, and that's as far as I read.
Yeah, absolutely. Several drivers that have moved big time through the field at the start of this race. But yeah, right now I'm seeing like the top 4 drivers really seem like they have something. Unfortunately, Eric Stout has kind of pulled away from everybody in typical Eric Stout fashion. So he's just kind of riding around, and he's got a huge gap. But the next 3 cars, almost 4 cars, because there is the 5th place driver closing in, they are all pretty close together, running similar lap times. But somebody's got to figure out something if they want to be able to work with Eric Stout here, because he looks like he's got everything in control going the way he wants it.
Okay, let's follow up on the interview that we did under that last caution. Let's look in on the number 6, Luke Logan Allen. Right now, racing in 11th, and he's got some cars to pass in front of him. That's Visna, who was just involved in an incident. See a car that's slow on the inside. That's Fred Leclerc, who is really off the pace. He's down a few laps. The 71 not feeling good.
Yeah, after that big accident that we had, actually a couple of accidents that we had at the beginning of the race, we really only have 18 drivers that are kind of continuing. Other drivers are multi laps down. So short field right now, and usually what that means at a place like Myrtle Beach is that we will get a long green flag run. So you're going to see these drivers start to struggle a little bit. Cars are not going to handle as well. Drivers are going to be moving around trying to find some type of grip, and in return you're going to see some drivers start to move forward, and you're going to see some drivers start to go toward the back.
Well, one driver that is coming forward is Brian Neff, and I got to give Chris Oliver a lot of credit. I thought he was cooked, but he's putting on a good show, still racing hard in 8th position. Neff involved in an incident early, now up in 7th. I don't think Troutman has enough to get to the leaders. They are so far out there unless we get a caution. You look at those guys who are racing up front. We talked about the big names up in front, names we've seen a lot. Stout, Bianchi, Stefan, Feeney. No surprise to see up them, although we haven't seen Brandon Feeney racing up front recently, but we know that he can. Out of all the guys up front, it's nice to see Mike Tasheru having a nice run in 5th.
Yeah, and right now, you know, we talk about it each and every week. These drivers, they do have one set of tires that is setting in the pits. This is most definitely a track that if you get a caution around halfway, you're going to want to take tires. I know that's in the mind of some of these drivers, especially those drivers that we're watching on the screen right here. We see the 14, the 89, Stefan there, Feeney's right behind them. These drivers are going, we've got to do something different than what Eric Stout's doing if we want to beat him. If a caution comes out, I would expect those drivers that we're watching on screen to do whatever the opposite is of Eric Stout just to try to have an advantage. But definitely, this is a track where tires do matter.
13 cars on the lead lap. I guess that makes that tire strategy a little easier to do if you're racing in, I don't know, 7th or 8th. I guess you're only going to lose a handful of spots. Something you might want to consider.
Yeah, it absolutely makes it easier. And even for the leader of Eric, I talked about some of these guys maybe doing the opposite, but it makes it a little easier for him because he knows, hey, if I pit, I'm not back in 22nd. I'm only going to go down to like 11th, 12th, somewhere around there, and that's manageable if you got half of a race to be able to try to come back through the field. So it does make it a little bit easier. The strategy gets more difficult, but I still expect some of these drivers to kind of do the opposite if we get some type of caution.
Manageable, a bit of an understatement. I think you see him back anywhere within the top 12, and you figure Stout, if he has enough laps to do it, will get there. Let's take a quick look at car number 48. This is Papa Kenny Allen, not having the night he wanted. He's just circling around right now, letting some guys get underneath him. Mike Treschereau goes underneath him. Yeah, the 49, I apologize, 49 of Kenny Allen. His son having a much better day.
Yeah, definitely not a night that Ken wanted, being 2 laps down at this point, caught up in some of those accidents. Luke Logan, as we were watching on there, he's trying to come back through the field. He is known for making some late runs, so I would not be upset that he is running in 11th place right now because he's got plenty of time to move forward like he typically does at the end.
Okay, pull back the curtain here on VGN. We as commentators can look at wherever we like out here as we sit up in the press box, and then sometimes I do that and I look down and see what the director is showing you, and he is showing you the exact thing that I am seeing right now. This is a caution flag that's about to happen. Neff getting to the inside of the rookie Ethan Troutman. Troutman's been watching the broadcast. He doesn't know Neff. He only knows Neff from the reputation that he gets from the very mean commentators that give him a hard time. But right now, Neff looking, hopefully, not to use the Neff bar.
Yeah, and I will say, so, I talked about Myrtle Beach being a very unique racetrack, and this is a place that when a faster drive, and we got a caution that's come out. So there it is, Sue, right around halfway.
My goodness, is it Patrick Stout again? I think Devin Visno really slow up on the wall. Is that?
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Yep, and that I talked about early. It's very deceiving coming off of turn 4. You think you've got more room than you actually have. You push your foot down on that throttle, try to carry that speed, and next thing you know, the car pushes up into the wall like we see Visnall doing right there. And if that happens when somebody's behind you, right there, you get contact.
We got drama here on VGN. The leader, Eric Stout, has decided to come down and take tires. Oh, Katie, bar the door. My dad told me when you are the prettiest girl at the prom, son, you don't need to worry about fancy shoes, which really confused me, but my dad was ahead of his time as far as gender fluidity went. But what he was trying to tell me is when you have the best car, you don't need to do something fancy. I question whether Stout, who seemed to have this thing locked up, if this will work for him, although we just talked about it, JR. 47 laps to go. That's a long time to give Stout fresh tires.
It is, and the bad thing for, Brandon Feeney, who stayed out, there was only one other driver that stayed out, and that's Rob Higgins. So this is not going to work, and I think Rob has actually decided to come to pit road this time. So Feeney is the only driver that stayed out. Now, the only way that I see this working out for Feeney at this point is that he's going to hope we run 25, maybe 30 green flag laps, and then we get another caution because he's going to be the only one that has tires.
He's going to outsmart him by having fresher tires later, not going to pay me now, pay me later. He's going to wait and save it. Keep the ace up his sleeve. I got a feel for Brandon Feeney. You had to figure more people were coming in. We'll see if we can dial up Feeney. Let me look at the lights on the pace cars that comes across. If they give us one more lap, we'll try to talk to him. I don't think they will. Myrtle Beach pretty good about getting it done quick. Lights go off. We will not talk to him. Wave around goes to Bill Benedict.
Yeah, I'll give him a kudos. Like, I really appreciate what Feeney's trying to do here, and I would have done the opposite. I would have also thought some more drivers would have followed me. But, yeah, this is not a great situation for him. We'll see how he does. He's a very clean driver, so I think he'll be fine up there, but definitely he's going to hope that we get another caution after about 20, 25 laps. Then he can use those tires again.
Fresh tires on the outside, an advantage for Stout here?
I think it will be in this case.
All right, here we go. They have to wait for the flagman. Stout about a half a car length back. They go. Stout begins to move up on them now, as expected. New tires on the outside, worn tires on the inside. Let's see what the number 12 can do. The outside has not worked yet. Doesn't look very impressive. Off of 2, heading down through 3 and 4. Look who's still in the mix, the 89 of Stefan. Stefan with new tires as well. In fact, everybody with new tires except Feeney. And finally, there's the outside line. It's going to work. Now the question is, can Stefan follow him around?
Yeah, I think Stefan will be able to. The thing about these SKs, once the tires cool down, you do have some grip, more than what you had when you were under green flag racing. But after about 5-6 laps, those temps come up and you lose that grip. That's when those new tires that these drivers have are going to shine.
I like it when the story continues after the yellow. When we went to yellow, right before then, we were looking at Neff in a battle with Troutman. Oh, no! And there's Neff! Got him, I think! I don't want to blame him, but I think he got him!
Yeah, I think so. We'll have to get a replay to look at it, but one thing we haven't talked about is entry to turn 3 when you're side by side. It is so easy for the outside driver to either turn in early or that inside driver to turn in late. because you're trying to get a big arc there, and it's hard to tell. There's most definitely contact between Neff and Bianchi there, sending him around and collecting. I see Troutman there. Chris Oliver actually, I think, does a decent job. He might have got spun there, but I think he did a decent job of hanging on. Here's a better topside view.
I'm going to try to cut Neff a little break. Look at the gap between the 14 and the car in front. You can see that the 14 loses some distance to the 38, as if he was getting off it a little bit. Maybe caught Neff by surprise.
Yeah, I see the 14 kind of, fade down a little bit as well. And like I said, these SK modifies, it's hard to see out of that right side with that air cleaner right in the middle. I see the 14 move down a little bit, and Neff tried to take his normal entry into turn 3, which was not going to work with the 14 being where he was at, and that's ultimately why contact was made. But yeah, a couple of drivers having some hard hits there.
I'm telling you right now, if you are a driver in a VGN broadcast, the color man that you want to have calling the race is J.R. Shepard. I don't know if there is a more sympathetic, a more understanding, a more empathetic commentator on the perils of getting into somebody than J.R. Shepard. Well done. Well explained without, being mean. Nicely done, man.
I've been in too many situations, so I've seen too many things happen. I understand both sides.
All right, well, with that said, Stout now is back out in front. Okay, we're not going to have time. I would love to talk to Feeney if we can. Are the lights go off? Feeney now stays out. It's not it's not time yet. Oh, I want to talk to the 38. If we get another caution, we're going to immediately go to the 38 and tell him to come down and get some tires.
Yeah, and that's the thing for Feeney. Having these quick cautions, this is not helping him. He needs some green flag racing. Yeah. He's going to fall some, but if he can get a caution late, he can get those tires and have a big, big advantage on these guys.
Well, plus the wear on the guys that came in on the new tires, the tires stay newer longer if they don't have to race on them. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
He needs the guys to use up what they got out there. All right, here we go. He's still looking really, really aggressive back there on the inside. He'd like to pay back Stefan if he could. Stefan with a good drive off of 2. Boy, I tell you, the outside line works off of 2, at least early, through 3 and 4. We haven't seen anybody finish this yet. Stefan leads him at the line. First lap is easier than the second lap, though, JR.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that second lap, you just have the momentum you need to be able to do what Eric Stout did right there. He's able to carry so much more speed on that lower entry into 1 that he was able to clear Stefan on the exit.
Okay. I hate to do it, but we're looking at it. That's where the action is. Keep your eye on the number 60. I think Brandon Feeney, listening to the broadcast, trying to put as much distance between him and the 60 as he can. We love you, Brian Neff. Good to have you here. That's Mike Tejeru back there watching, racing in 5th. He's been up front the entire race.
Yeah, doing a great job. And right now, he kind of knows the situation here, so he's kind of waiting until an opening pops up. He doesn't want to be too aggressive at this point. We still have a lot of laps left in this race, but he's trying to pay attention to what Neff and Feeney have going on because he might just be able to get a 2-for-1 here.
All you viewers of the Neff fan club, send your emails to loweljewel.com. You want a recipe for a caution flag? Put Brian Neff on new tires. Put the guy in front of him, in this case Brandon Feeney, on old tires. Let's see. I think he's going to get this done. I think he's going to get this pass made. Gets a good drive off of 4. Let's see him dive it down in there. Takes it in deeper than Buddha's belly button. Now they come out of 2 side by side. See how it's back thumbs down the back straight. Again, momentum to the top side to the 38. But now let's see if those new tires on the inside. Watch out for the turtles there, Neff. He drifts up, gets a little bit of Feeney, puts him in the wall. Feeney's going to not only lose that spot, he's going to lose the spot to, hello, I'm Mike Tejeru, and I'm coming. He and Neff get together.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Tejeru was looking for, but unfortunately he did not get that pass made, so he's got to work over Neff right now on that inside. This is a very vulnerable position with all of the contact that we've seen throughout this race.
Oh, Tejeru, very sly. not only did he get the position on Neff, but he also got it there when the other driver fell back. Now he moves up. Still stuck on the outside. Oh, poor Brandon Feeney with those old tires. He needs that caution to come now. I guess it really doesn't matter. If you're going to come into a pit stop, you might as well fall all the way back to the last in the lead lap. Doesn't really matter. Just keep it clean.
Yeah, that's his job right now, is just to keep that car clean and hope for something to open up some options for him later on. But it's very difficult to do. We've seen the contact in this race. You do not have to be doing anything bad to get yourself caught up in an accident. So Feeney in a very, very difficult position as he's falling through the field.
Another nice side-by-side battle. Let's look at this one. This is Andy Lewis. Lewis was racing quick, was involved. Oh, Feeney really on the outside line. Let me give you some advice, drivers. Don't get behind Brandon Feeney. He's on the outside. The tires are shot. That's not the guy who's going to be fast right now. Ethan Troutman listening to me. He goes underneath, but that's fine. Brandon Feeney can still win this thing if the caution comes. Well, I think it needs to come now.
Yeah, it's going to have to happen in the next 5 to 10 laps. Anything more than that, and he's just not going to have the time to be able to make some passes, because the one thing you have to think about is that if it's single file, he can make passes easily, but if it gets double file, it doesn't matter if you have new tires or not, there's just nowhere you can go once you get to the corners.
Lewis has had a nice run. And now everybody getting single file. Let's go back and check in car number 71. This is Fred Leclerc. Is he back on the lead lap? Oh no, wait. Here comes Neff. We're looking at this one.
Yeah, these drivers are kind of swapping that position back and forth, and it's something that I've noticed a few times. It doesn't happen in every race, but it seems like these SK modifieds, they will change their handling based on whether you're out front. And that's why I've always said that aero is still a little bit important with these things. With the way the downforce works on the front of those cars, it feels like your car may be handling perfect. When you're behind somebody, you get out front, that handling changes, and all of a sudden the guy you just passed is making a pass back on you. And we see Neff going by and Higgins trying to go by as well.
Nice run as he moves up into a podium spot. Teshero out there might be... Well, he made a stop, so his tires should be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, and I'm not talked about it tonight. We do talk about it because we run on short tracks with these guys quite often each and every week, and a little bit of contact there into 3. But you can see at the very bottom of the track, but more importantly, at the top side of the track, right on the limits of where that 33 car is, there are a lot of marbles. And Myrtle Beach, it is a very abrasive racetrack. It is known for building up marbles on that top side. We see a couple of them bouncing off of the camera lens there as we rode on board. That just builds up. If you get your right sides in that, you immediately lose grip. The car, you can turn left as much as you want to. The car is going to go straight, and ultimately you just have to back off, and you're probably going to bounce off the wall. It's that bad. So these drivers have to recognize that. It's difficult to see from inside the car, but a couple of these guys getting way up there on that limit, starting to push that, push the marbles right across the track there.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I've been told that it's the amount of seashells in the pavement mix. I don't know if that's the case or not. One thing for sure is Myrtle Beach wears rubber like Catwoman. Eric Stout running away with this thing.
Oh, we see some contact off of 2 there. Troutman was trying to make a run on Teshero there, and just a little bit too tight coming off of turn 2. He was able to gather it up, so ultimately great driving because that keeps us clean and racing, but that was probably what the driver behind did not want to see. Feeney, I think, wanted to see a caution after that.
Well, sometimes the dealer just doesn't deal you the cards you want, and Feeney didn't get that yellow that he needed.
Yeah, meanwhile, Eric Stout, he's continuing to just ride around and pull away from these drivers. He's clearly been the class of the field the last couple of weeks in this series, and that's not good for the competition.
Nope.
These drivers are going to have to find a way to catch up. It's a long season, but they can't just continue to let this happen if they want a shot to win the championship.
Off the top of my head, I think he had a roll of 5 in a row last season. If he gets this one, this will be 10, or this will be 3. We're not there yet, though. Still plenty to go. Let's take a look at Stout as he has something to deal with here. There's Kenny Allen. Nice job, Dad, as he gets out of the way. You see, I believe, in the Lucky Dog spawn. I'm not really sure. Kenny Allen's leader of all the laps down. Nope. As Visnow is in that position.
Yeah, we're watching these drivers on screen right now, Neff, Higgins, and you can see Andrew Lewis just behind these drivers. He just bounced off the wall coming off of turn 4 last time by. These drivers, they are pushing hard. He's in a top 5 position, but he feels like he's faster than those 2 ahead of him. He's trying to get there in these closing laps to potentially make a pass.
Check in on Luke Logan Allen. Remember, we talked to him. We talked to him during the interview. I think he's in 10th position. Is that where he's racing right now? There we go. Having a nice run after climbing over a car. Brandon Feeney up 14 spots, fading on those old tires. Taught just about everybody. Ethan Troutman sits second in the points coming into this race. He's cleared the guys he was racing with now, trying to pull away from Mike Cheshire.
Yeah, in this battle on screen, I've been watching it off and on. These drivers, they'll close in and then you'll see some gaps open up, but ultimately I think these drivers, they're struggling late in this run. Oh, you see Brian Neff, he gets into that wall. That opens up opportunity for Rob Higgins, but Neff, he took that inside line away. I know Rob wanted to go down there, was not able to, so right now he's got to be a little bit patient. Only 7 laps to go. He wants to make something happen, but you just can't force anything or get yourself in a bad situation here.
I think as you were talking, I think you got to do it one more time. Here comes the 40 underneath him.
Yeah, and this is going to be his best opportunity. So late in the run, that inside line does seem to have more grip, but you got to be able to rotate through the bottom of the corner, and it all depends on how well you've taken care of that right front tire. So if that right front tire is getting angry, getting hot, it's going to be slick and it's going to slip while you're on that bottom. And right now I see that's what a lot of these drivers are struggling with, and in return, that's just allowed Andy Lewis to close right up on him. So he's going to be fighting for this third spot here in just a minute.
Either running out of laps, but I think he's going to get it. Neff has a good drive off of 2, not hitting the wall this time. The good thing about hitting the wall compared to about hitting another driver, you don't have to worry about the wall talking to you and being mean to you after the race. It's pretty silent. Neff's going to lose that spot. They are working lap number 98. And just as my partner said, here comes Andy Lewis. Oh no! They get together. Neff spins. Lewis is going to be okay. That brings out a caution. You're not home yet, Teapot.
Oh, and this is usually where things get bad toward the end of a race. But what's going to happen here, we see Neff getting passed by Higgins. He wants to get down, and you see him. He was fading early like we saw the 14 at that one point when a caution came out. The 60 trying to move down the track, and ultimately Lewis was there. So slow motion here coming off. See Higgins make that clean pass. Neff already sees the 48 on his inside, but he's going to try to move down and crowd as much as he can to kind of cut off that entry into 3. And like I talked about in these modifieds, that big air cleaner, I've done this. I've done this very thing. You feel like you're giving that outside driver all the room in the world, and then contact gets made, and it's just one of the things that happens here at Myrtle Beach. So outside drivers trying to crowd down a little bit, inside drivers trying to take that normal line, and contact gets made.
Are we able to talk to Bradley Steffen? Send my director looking for him. We're not sure Bradley, it's Soup up here in the booth. You got a copy?
I do. What's up, boys? It's been a while since I talked to you.
All right, cool off those tires. Can you take it down in there? You know, you only have to lead them for 2 laps. You might have a shot at this, right?
I'm not trying to beat him. I can't stay with Teapot. My tires are used up. I'm just trying to get on the podium, boys, so I can talk to you here in a couple minutes.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, guys.
I respect that. Like, so one of the things that we've seen in league races at the end, you get a late caution, and then everybody kind of goes crazy. So Bradley is one of those drivers that's fully aware of what his car is doing and how much he can push it and how much he needs to pull back the reins a little bit. So he knows where his tires are. I know he's going to fight here, even though it sounded like he was going to get back in line, but he knows what to do and what not to do to ultimately try to bring that car home in one piece.
Brandon Feeney got the caution he was looking for. This happened way too late for him. He came in and took a pit stop.
Yeah, before we go green, he took a pit stop, but he came back in for some reason, so I don't know if he had some type of issue or what, but he is still on pit road.
All right, a green-white checker. I think I have this figured out. It's 2 laps, basically. Here we go. Stout on the inside, Stefan on the outside. Stefan didn't think he had anything for him. He just wants to get a podium. Well, he's half a lap through. There is room for him to tuck down in there now if he wants it. He does. That's the 48 of Andy Lewis. Boy, if Lewis can get a podium, it would be a good run from him. He has been fast and has seen a lot of trouble. Final lap.
He absolutely has, but Rob Higgins, he's been up in points this season. I know that he wants that podium as well. These two are going to fight hard going into turn 3. Ultimately, Eric Stout's still out front.
Stout and Stefan, who gets to talk to us? It's gonna be Rob Higgins as he gets third. Nice run, though, for Andy Lewis. Picks up a 4th position. Ethan Troutman sits second in the points. Wasn't really competitive, but he does pick up a good points day in 5th. Well done. All right. That was a fun one. 3 in a row for Teapot. Eric Stout. We'll take a short break. We'll come back, run down the entire finishing order, talk to Stout, Stefan, and Higgins before we put a lock on the gate. You're watching VGN, which stands for the Virtual Gift Network. We're at Myrtle Beach. Only you know where you are. And this is the Virtual Grip Network's live as it happens 7th round coverage of the Skitter Creek SK Modified Series. It's season 14. The racing is over. Let's run down the finishing order for you right now. Was it wire to wire? It was not. Eric Stout did not lead all the laps, only 96 that we ran here today, but it felt like wire to wire as he picks up not 1, not 2, but his 3rd consecutive win as he opens up a little bit more in the points. Bradley Stefan, well, doing what he does. How many times have Bradley Steffen finished behind Eric Stout? I don't know, but it's one more than it was before coming into this race. Rob Higgins finishes third. We'll get to talk to him. That'll be fun. Rounding out your top five, Andy Lewis, who really might have had a chance to win this thing if people would have left him alone. Madison second, the points coming in. Ethan Mountain Troutman in fifth. Mike Tejeru, nice run from him in sixth, with Chad Alcaraz, very quiet seventh from him. Well done. Kid Lemon Lime, after climbing over a car. Luke Logan Allen will get a top 10 finish in eighth. Chris Oliver did not fade as far as I thought. Top 10 for him in ninth. Well done, Chris. And Devin Vishnow in 10th.
Oh, and now we get down to the page of the drivers that had a rough night tonight. So Brian Neff, he'll come home in 11th place. He's the first car one lap down. Brandon Feeney, we saw him with that strategy of trying to save some tires. Got caught on pit road there at the end. He come home in 12th place. Bill Benedict, he'll come home in 13th place. Fred Leclerc having a tough night early in this one. He'll come home in 14th. Same thing for Patrick Stout. He'll finish 15th. Ken Allen, he tried to continue on throughout this race. Ultimately 5 laps down from the damage he had. He'll finish 16th tonight. Josh Buckley, 17th place. Kevin Alicia, he'll come home in 18th place. Brian Bianchi, 19th place. And Rex Hoyle, he'll come home in 20th tonight.
Then the final two, Chris Hazlip. The Lipper got caught up in an early incident with Lewis Wildflowers. Those guys are out. Flowers actually only got credited with going about 4 laps before he had to call it a day. I like it when the drivers cooperate and they put all the cars on the lead lap on the first page. We flip over to page 2 for my partner, and he gets to do all the guys that are lap done. Well done. If you could do that every race, it would be appreciated here on VGN. With that said, let's go ahead and talk to Eric Stout. Wasn't wire to wire, Eric, in that last green-white checker you didn't need, but you got the win.
Certainly didn't need that green-white checker. I'll tell you that. I was, quite honestly, I was pretty content about 5 laps in to see Rob and Patrick side by side. I think I was like a second clear. I would have been thrilled for it to go 100 green, but obviously happy with a win. Another good qualifying effort. And good speed all night. Feel bad that Pat's night got ruined there. Josh got caught up in it. A bunch of junked race cars. That stinks. But keep on keeping on. Showing up prepared. Take a good outcome, and I think I'll stretch the points lead a little bit again tonight. So happy about that.
Get you out of here on this question. You had to be happy when you came down for your tires. Come back out and you find out that everybody else did it as well. We were surprised by that. We would have thought with your reputation, no one's going to beat you by doing the same thing you do. And sure enough, they did.
Yeah. Good question. What's that saying, right? Like, if you follow the leader, you follow the leader.
Yeah.
I think I had said to you after the Oxford race that I was either going to make them basically go around me or go through me for the rest of the season. I still plan to do that, giving away all the secrets here in the interview. But I just thought with as many cars that had been damaged and dinged up, and seeing the fall off, because I think we were about maybe 4/10 or so off of like best lap over that. I think we had almost a 50 lap green run or something like that. It was pretty close to it. I thought there was enough time to make it up. I wasn't surprised to see Brandon stay out. He likes to do that, get the bonus point and just kind of roll the dice. But even if I come out in 5th there, I mean, it's going to be pretty hard to hold me off with the tires. So I just felt like in that situation with as many cars that were dinged up, and just how good I felt about my own pace, I thought it was a decent gamble to take.
All right, a lot of racing to go. You're not there yet. Good luck to you. We'll see you down the road.
That's for sure. Thanks, Soup.
Eric Teapot Stout, winner tonight. 3rd in a row for him as he stretches his point lead a bit. Partner, who you got?
I'm here with 2nd place finisher Bradley Steffen. Bradley, man, when we talked to you on that last caution, I knew that you had tires that didn't feel so good, but what I wanted to ask you is just how tough was it out there at Myrtle Beach? We know how abrasive this track was. How tough was it to try to save tires and have something to work with there at the end?
Honestly, I kind of knew coming into it. I knew what the car was going to do, what it had, how the tires were going to fall off. Like midway through the race, I'm like, all right, well, we're going to have to pit now. I want to pit earlier, but I don't know. I think Luke caused a caution, and we went in and got rights. A couple guys were saying, we got time for 4. It's like, no, dude, I'm not risking that. I'm just getting 2, and we're going to go out there and send it. That restart, right when we got tires, me and Eric, I'm glad he kind of got up front. We got back up front there. And what I tried to do after the next restart, I started right beside him in second. I let him go a little bit. I wanted to stay because maybe something's going to happen in the end. Have a little more tire than him on the rights than he does. It really didn't plan out that way. The track beat my tires up like I couldn't believe, and I tried to catch back up to him because I saw the guys behind me in third kind of catching back up that group there. And, yeah, I don't know. It was a crapshoot. I just drove the car, man, as best as I could, wheeled it. It still had some grip, but I couldn't put the pedal down like I could earlier in the race. It just did not have the grip. But, man, I'm just glad to be back up here tonight. It's been a long time since I talked to you guys.
Absolutely. It's good seeing you run up front and being able to talk to you after the race. I know it's not been the season that you wanted up to this point, but this is your second top 5 of the season. You've been moving up in points. You're going to move up again tonight. How important is it the last couple of weeks to get some momentum rolling? Because this is a long season. I think this was race 7, and I think we've got 20 races counting the doubleheader weekends. So how important is to get some momentum going so you can start to move up through the pack here?
Oh, it's very important. Like I said, I've had a rough couple of weeks. I mean, this whole start of the season has been rough for me. It's just bad luck on my end and on other people's end, getting in a wreck or something. And it's unfortunate. It's racing. It is what it is. I'm not mad about anything, but been a struggle so far to this point. And just like you said, super glad to be back up here. It's going to definitely help. I don't even know where I'm at in the points. I don't really care. I don't want to know. I'm just going to focus on just keeping this momentum up. Like you said, I want to be up here next week, the next week. I want to win one of these. We got to beat Teapot. That guy is he puts in the time, and I don't have the time to put in the time. I do, but I don't. So, yeah, we're just keep grinding, man.
Absolutely. Hope to get to chat with you tomorrow. I'll get you out of here on this one, man. Next week, you guys go to Slinger. That's a tough track. Only have to do 75 laps. A little bit shorter distance, but what are your thoughts going to that track? It's pretty tough.
What do you mean it's tough? That's my home track. I live 40 minutes away from the place. That I might win a dang thing. We'll see.
Might be awesome.
I might put in the time.
We'll go do it, man. Hopefully we can get to talk to you again next week.
Heck yeah, and we'll beat Teapot.
That's it. All right.
Have a good one, guys. Take care.
Yep, thanks, man. That's Bradley Steffen, our second place finisher. Soup, who you got now?
God, Rock Hibbins. I've lived long enough to see the Berlin Wall torn down. I've lived long enough to see an African-American president. I've lived long enough to see America actually watching the WNBA. I don't know if I'm going to live long enough to see Bradley Steffen actually beat Eric Teapot. I hope so. Eric Teapot Stout. 3rd win in a row. I got Rob Higgins. This maybe is the story. Rob, you got the number 40 up front. Great racing. You kept it clean. Well done.
Yeah, we had a mishap early on in the race, but we got it back to 3rd, so I'll take it.
Were you involved in the big one early on in lap 4?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
As who wasn't, actually. Yeah.
I think it was the whole track was blocked.
Any thought about staying out when that caution came about at the halfway mark?
Nah, I was going to get tires. I wanted tires.
Coming in.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I had a little bit of damage, so.
Well, it was nice to watch you race up front clean. You got yourself a podium. You had to fight for it there at the end. We weren't sure you're going to get it.
Yeah, I think it was me and Andrew were drag racing there down the front stretch. Was happy to get it, though, so I could talk to you guys.
It was a fun battle indeed. How do you like your season so far?
That's okay. I'm 4th in points. Like to be 1st in points. But we're going okay. Couple top 5s, couple top 10s. I'll take it.
I agree. Looks good. All right. Well, congratulations on the 3rd place finish. We'll see you down the road next week.
All right, thank you guys. Thanks
Hey.
for broadcasting.
I think it's 2 races next week, so chance for lots of points.
Oh yeah. Hopefully
All right.
I get them.
Go get 'em.
All right,
Good luck.
yo, see you guys. Thank you.
All right. We talk about the twin 75s as we go to Slinger next week. That'll be fun. And they count as in their individual races. There are 2 individual races, points, normal points for both. All right. With that said, when is that coming up? You might want to know. Well, look, our producer's going to put on the graphics for you right now. Somewhere down there, it's going to say Slinger. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4th one down. You don't want to miss that. 2 for the price of 1. Before then, you can see all the other stuff that's going on. And you don't want to miss Wakey VGN. Who's the guest this week? It's Lewis Wildflowers. That'll be good. He'll be able to talk about his last place finish today. So he should be in a good mood for that one. With that said, all those things you see are productions of the Virtual Gift Network. Until then, all those little faces on the screen, on behalf of them, have fun storming the castle.